I recently read a book called The Five Thieves of Happiness, written by leadership trainer John Izzo, who identifies the 5 elements which he calls the 5 thieves that prevent people from being happy. Let's quickly look into what they are. The first happiness thief is control. In Buddha's search many centuries ago for the reason humanity suffers, he came to realize that acceptance is the secret to peace of mind. People's desire to control uncontrollable things destroys their happiness and internal peace. Suffering is the result of humankind's reluctance to embrace the inevitability of such events. You can control your actions and how you respond to events, but you are powerless over events themselves or the outcome of your actions. Goals and desires aren't obstacles to happiness. The trouble occurs when you anticipate an outcome that doesn't materialize. You experience disappointment and unhappiness. Human beings try to control past and future. Regretting the past and worrying about the future prevent you from living in the present. Being in the moment means accepting things as they are. You are responsible for booting the control thief out of your house. For example, instead of blaming the traffic jam for ruining your commute, realize that the situation is totally out of your control and practice acceptance. Meditation will help you brush aside negative and distracting thoughts. The goal is to recognize them as such and then sweep them away. The second happiness thief is conceit. This bandit likes to pump up your ego and make you feel like the world's most important person. Conceit denies you from being a part of something greater than yourself. Happiness lies not only in individual pursuits, but in sharing and caring about the less fortunate. Acknowledging that life, death, and everything in between are eternal and ongoing is truly satisfying. Combat conceit with giving and being in the moment. Acts of kindness are far greater source of happiness than self-centered behaviors. Conceit tries to convince you that your happiness is all that matters, but don't be fooled. Understand the truth. You're on a journey to discover your connections to this world. So banish conceit, serve others, and celebrate your connection to the world around you. The third happiness thief is coveting. Nothing is inherently wrong or destructive about wanting things in life you don't already have, but coveting means that you're envious of other people. Envy fosters discontent and inner turmoil. In its grip, you determine your self-worth by comparing yourself with others. Working on our inner self will allow you to be happy for others instead of constantly comparing yourself to them. People who practice gratitude are happier, healthier, kinder, and more compassionate and less angry. But simply articulating gratitude isn't enough to get rid of this thief. You must look inward and chart your own course instead of measuring yourself against others. Being aware of the thief's presence is crucial to banning it. If you find yourself making comparisons, stop, get in touch with gratitude, and express thanks for who you are and what you have today. The fourth happiness thief is consumption. This thief constantly tells you that you can only be happy when you have certain stuff. But the underlying and more sinister message is that you can attain happiness only through getting or buying something. In truth, you don't need to acquire anything to be happy. It is a choice. Contentment means living in the moment and accepting your circumstances or situation. Consumers believe they can buy happiness, whether it's a Coke or a new car. Consumption thief insists you will be happy when others love you, but they forget being a loving person and treating others with love doesn't require outside assistance. Nice weather makes your vacation more enjoyable, but deciding to be miserable if it rains is a choice. Being in a good relationship can be joyful, but you don't need to be in a relationship to be happy. Society constantly reinforces the notion that personal possessions and varied experiences are measuring sticks for defining happiness. While enjoying nice things is of course not necessarily heinous, the consumption thief insists that good life comes from external acquisitions. Instead, understand and absorb the elevating truth that happiness and contentment comes from within. The fifth thief is comfort. If you find yourself following the same basic routine every day, then you understand how this bandit works. Studies have proven that change stimulates and challenges the brain, but at the same time, the deep-seated monotonous behavioral patterns keep you in a rut and prevent you from discovering true joy and happiness. Comfort tries to convince you that change is unsafe and will bring negative consequences, even though the opposite is true. Battle this thief by doing things differently. Start working out regularly, read a book, or do something creative. In my case, I started learning photography and video editing. Change is good. Finally, use these 3 steps to banish the 5 thieves of happiness. First, notice, be aware of the thief's presence and catch it in the act. Second, stop. Don't let the thief dominate your thoughts any longer and instead show them the door. And third, replace, substitute a positive thought. Remember, the goal is to separate happenings from happiness. All the best.